Hey YouTubers, this is Jack Dare with another little video for you. This one's actually kind of serious. I was just watching a video by Little Loca, and she mentioned how she can't put, or she's not going to put music in her videos anymore. And I don't know if you're fans of hers or if you're haters, but she's smart. So if you listen to her at all, then this is one thing that I personally think you should pay attention to. And there's a good reason for that, or there's a reason I feel so strongly about that. And that's because I've been sued by doing almost that exact thing. Um, so, oh, by the way, Lil Loca, I like your videos. I think they're pretty cool, and they're entertaining and insightful, and also very wise. So, anyway, um, uh, here's my quick story. Um, a few years ago, when I was first getting my start in this business, I was going to USC, and as I don't know if you know this or not, but it's a fairly expensive private school, and although I'm come from Orange County and California and all that, and you know, there's the TV show The OC, and um, I'm not poor, but at the same time I'm not rich, so like I had to work my butt off to get good grades in order to get grants and all kinds of financial help like that, and but it still wasn't enough. So I started this little internet company, and I didn't even know if it would make any money. I didn't even think anyone would see it, the stuff that I was putting out there. But I put some stuff out there on the web, and to my surprise, it actually did make money, and quite a bit of money actually. And so I thought it was all cool, and you know, I paid off my credit cards. By the way, if you don't have to have credit cards, if you don't need them for, like, if just try and avoid them. When you go to school, people hand you applications left and right and give you free T-shirts, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, paid off my credit cards, bought a new car, just did all this stuff. I didn't even know what to do with my money. It was just crazy. But that part was cool. The part that wasn't cool was that for about 6 months, my mom was getting phone calls at all hours of the day, like early in the morning, late at night. People were showing up at the door and knocking and like pounding hard, and they were asking specifically for me. They were like, "Hey, Jack Dare, is he home? We need to speak to Jack Dare." And they never left any contact info or anything like that. But it, you know, I don't know if I would have contacted them anyway. When someone's that aggressive, you feel like you're being stalked. It's like, what? Why would you want to call them? But anyway, so I came down to visit my mom, and it was about 11 o'clock at night, and I parked my car, got out of my car, and I was like literally about 5 feet away from my car, and this guy just comes running out of the shadows, and I didn't even know. I just thought I was being attacked or something, and he just runs up and he's like, "Jack Dare," and I was like, "Yeah," and he just shoved these papers in my hand, and he said, "You're being sued by," well, I'm not gonna say her name. She's a celebrity. She's been in movies, TV. If I said her name, you would all know who she is. I don't think a living person doesn't know who she is. But I was just like in shock. I, I, I didn't even know what to make of it. It's a lot to process. If people really want to know the story, then I'll get into that more, but only if people ask. And I can't say too much because, I've signed legal documents and all kinds of stuff. But let me just say, being sued is a pain in the ass. Even if it is by a celebrity. Yeah, it was kind of cool. I mean, at first, I thought, wow, this hot celebrity actually knows my name. That's kind of cool. So I got back to LA and my roommate was like, dude, you've been getting calls all weekend from reporters and all these people in the news. They want to know your side of the story, what it's like to be sued by so-and-so. And it was just a lot to process mentally, and I just was not prepared for it. One of the only good things that came from it was experience. I learned about a lot about the legal system. But being sued does kind of suck. And even if you win, it takes years to go through the whole thing in court. And I had to shut down that part of my business, which was like the most profitable part of it, and that it just really sucked. So, and it was also really weird because I had another friend who was promoting parties, not just like little parties at your house, but he would have like bands and DJs and like really big crowds at like clubs and stuff like that. And so I go to his parties, and then as soon as like this whole thing happened with the lawsuit, suddenly everybody was my best friend and knew me, and they thought it was so cool. And they would walk up and they'd be like, "Hey Jack, that's so cool, you're being sued by so and so." And I was like, I don't know who these people were, so I was like, "Hey guy, yeah, it's really cool. Except for the financial part, and how the hell is a normal person supposed to fight a celebrity in court? They have so much more money than you do." And anyway, a lot of you on YouTube are trying to become famous or make a name for yourselves, and that's great. I support this, and like Little Loca, that's cool what you're doing with all your stuff, and all of you just that are trying to do really creative stuff, that's cool. But just be careful how you do it, because the entertainment industry is really tough, and you gotta be tough to make it in this business. And just be careful. I don't really know what more to say about it. If you want to call it fame, I became famous by being sued. And that's not the way you want people to know you. So have fun. I'm still doing it, so I guess it's not all that bad. But I'm sure many of you have guessed that Jack Dare's not my real name, and I don't know how lawyers, people find out your real name anyway if they're persistent enough. But